My name is Lecturer Clergy Bishop Kenya Michael Loltome, speaking here in Nairobi National Government, Embakasi East Constituency, Embakasi Ward. As usual, I now have my clients, people who are actually are waiting for me to hear from me, or customers in that case, online, of Interdenominational Church International online. Interdenominational Church International online. This is the block I'm using. All right, this one. All right, this is the block I'm using. All right, it is actually Interdenominational Church International. This is the block I'm using. All right, here it is. Online Interdenominational Church International. So I am also a politician. I look forward to becoming a president come 2027 elections. Precise date September 13, 2027. With other leaders, I'm looking forward also to have two wives, like King Joash in the Bible, which was chosen by priests of Judah, Israel, to have two wives to be effective and efficient in leadership. So I'm looking forward to marry Honorable Miss Imgat Raila Amolo Odinga, the youngest daughter of our Supreme People's Power President, His Excellency Sir Raila Amolo Odinga, and also incumbent head of state, also William Samoei Ruto, the current president of Kenya, youngest daughter, Honorable Miss Charlene Ruto, will be taking care of spiritual affairs, and the other one is also going to do about state affairs. That is Honorable Miss Imgad Winnie Raila Amolo Odinga. Although the other one also can do state affairs, but it will be assigned. I will be assigning her spiritual affairs because she has interest in the church's affairs, and the government of Kenya has given me also some stations which have been actually neglected, and they are now taken over by terrorists. So we are going to recover them. In Marsabit, they have given me about the African Church are defeated to run some station in Marsabit because of terrorism kind of life there. So I have managed to to say, instead of being used by terrorists, I better use it myself to develop and a strict kind of rule, because the terrorists have taken over those stations. They are here. I don't have to mention them, but I will just show you. We are now going to be called Interdenominational Church International. That is actually page 1. Page 2 here. You can see it. You can read it for yourself. Alright? So it's signed by the government. Professor His Excellency Kindik office. The Deputy President office, when is now the Deputy President. And also page 3, it is here. So these are the stations in Marsabit, about 26 of them, which of course I'm going to use it as my block of operations in Marsabit. And although we have so many people who are buried in the church, like African Land Church, one of the stations, we have discovered that people who are dead, about 8 of them in the African Land Church Songa location, Sako Constituency, which the government have agreed that we are going to exhume them and also compensate the families. And then I start off my own, new stations called Interdenominational Church International, because now they have been taken by terrorists. And also I'm going to call all the affected missionaries which are run away, black and whites, in this list, so that they can come back and help me under the umbrella of Interdenominational Church International. We will not use anymore the brand of African Land Church, because now the terrorists have taken over that kind of a logo. In Marsabit, not everywhere. So I've written to the government, even the IG office, they have agreed. And we are waiting the report from, Professional Criminal Investigation Department of Eastern Province, which of course have already, they are going to send the report to IG office, Inspector General Police, His Excellency Douglas Kanja, Kiroshev Kanja. Alright, is going to get the report. Because now I've talked with the CID of Marsabit has also called me, and I've sent them all the whatever they wanted. Because if I have to go there, I will just give them actually. I will just give them the same information, like this one from the office of the deputy president. This one is from the office of the president. The people who are killed also, I've sent them so that because we have somebody called Ndaragwa. He told me it's a new person, so I gave him all the reports because he's a new person, so that he can pick it up. He's now the new boss of criminal investigation. It's called Mr. Ndaragwa. And the county commissioner also have all this report. That is Honorable Saruni, David Saruni, which is the county commissioner of Marsabit. So I've sent also Mr. Ndaragwa all this information. These are the information. People are killed and the priests which are going to held accountable. There are two of them, Daniel Madada, which is appearing here. The compensation I proposed 50 million for 8 people and 25 million for 4 injured. It is here. Yeah, in this paper. The Madada is there with a collar, who is now going to be a responsible person. We are going to answer some questions to shed light why they have also allowed the terrorists, alluding to terrorists to kill those human beings. And I buried them in the church, and they have not reported in the, there's no OB. And then we have also another fake priest called Daniel Ziole. He's also going to be answerable, self-proclaimed priest with a fake degree from Situate, which is of African Church Institute, which is not offering degree. And also Songa head teacher or primary school headmaster, Mr. Francis Laganapal. Leseki Laganapal. There are going to be 3 of them to be questioned by the CID. So I've sent them that kind of a message. The church is also sold, part of it, alright, by the same people. And also, they have not also removed some of the people who have encroached to the land of the church, which I'm also going to claim and see that the church, I will own it actually fully. And if they want to listen, maybe we will talk about. Alright, so here it is actually. Lamareda has also sold the church compound about 3.5 acres and a blockhouse of a blockhouse called dispensary. Lamareda is saying that they have only sold him actually, the blockhouse. How can somebody remove the blockhouse? And the chief is a bit literate man, so he has signed without knowing maybe. Mr. Solomon Alcayo, and also other elders also who have penned the signature is Mr. Dawood Barnaba, who is actually secretary, and another elder, Philip Leseka Kapana. Together with Lamarada, Bishop of Africa Island Church, they have sold him 20,000 and given 15,000, remaining 5,000. So a blockhouse on 3 acres and a half is given out with 15,000. That case then, because they are given that amount of money. So you can see, not everything that glitters is gold. For your information, not everything glitters is a gold. Don't see somebody actually putting on a collar, and you think that this person, this priest cannot harm you. He can. Yes. Here is one of them. Yeah, Yamarel is having a collar. He was my classmate. Long time ago, primary school. He did not go to high school, but he went to Bible school for 2 years, 4 years, half day in Mombasa Pwani Institute. And he went again to, to Uganda, and he told us he was actually learning a kind of leadership there in a place which people used to eat people. I don't know how far is that true. In Uganda, the government also will hold him accountable to tell us where in Uganda people are eating people, human beings. We don't know, because that's what he said. He told us one time. So. And he went also to, another institution again for some leadership courses called Missionary College, Eldoret. Just for missionary college, to learn a bit of leadership. Otherwise, it's a primary school level. And the devil uses actually this kind of people who are illiterate somehow. Because it's under 7% liver. Even though you take to Bible school a half day for 4 years, which is 2 years, cannot learn the kind of theology we are learning now, and it's a graduate of 1990. So I want you to know today God's power. We want to learn power. The word power. The earth is the Lord and everything in it. The world and all who live in it. That's what the Bible says here. New International Bible. Sondervan Publishing House, Grand Rapids, Michigan, United States of America. Where this Bible come from? Because the Lord give us wisdom, and from God's mouth come knowledge and understanding. It is here. Alright? I'm reading from New International Version Bible. If you want to see it, it is here. What I've read. If you want to read it for yourself. Alright? It is here. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's, God obvious, and everything in it, the world and all who live in it, belong to God. Number verse 2, that is Psalms 24 verse 2. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon and the waters. Everything you are seeing, whether seas or land, that belong to God. Alright? Kila kitu ni ya Mungu bwana. Maumbile yote ni ya Mwenyezi Mungu. I'm reading from New International Version Bible here. Sondervan Publishing House, Grand Rapids, Michigan, United States of America. Alright? New International Version Bible here. Read it clearly here. Okay? So, in that kind of, in view of that, what I've said, we want to learn about the reality of power and leadership also on earth. We are under the leadership of God in that case. All human beings, all presidents, all kings, all followers of those leaders, we are under God's authority. That's why we are told respect the authority, no matter the ideology. Be it bad kings or presidents or good, we need to honor them and just give them time to do us whatever they want. We will speak it out, and then, we will also now, God will now know how to handle their matter. So the reality of power and leadership. Power is very common word. Very common word. Mamlaka, power. Alright? Many dictators in the world, leaders, presidents, kings, alright? We call them powerful mafias. They can kill you, sure, because they have that sword. The sword normally the president holds can kill you. It is a symbol of power. We have also powerful drug lords. People who can give you drugs and you end up dying. Alright? And you give them money. So we have endless list of powerful people. Rich people. They can use their power, of riches to kill us. Alright? So the word power, if we are to define in the dictionary, power in various ways, we can say power is a kind of a thing or an element which carries strength. And if you got your strength, bwana, abana mamlaka kidogo. You see now the kind of problem now. Kenya governor, what? Because the leader has carried to cause a lot of anxiety in the whole country. Honorable Mutahi Kahiga just insulting Raila Amolo Odinga, who has passed away recently. Once the word he assaulted that I've prayed for him to die is now uncontrollable. People are so much angered, and they want to cause untempered kind of forest fire through anger, out of range, and of that kind of sentiment from the Kenya Nyeri County government leader, which is actually the governor of that county. So we need to, when you are in the position of power, take care, because your words are power to kill or to build or to save or to harm or to kill human beings. So power also carries some kind of ability to act in that case. You see, a leader can append the signature and you are put in like a judge. You will be jailed for 20 years. You can be even killed, by just appending, a pen and break it. You are gone. So they have power to act. Leaders, alright, like Mother Koome, like judges, Chief Justice of Kenya, always a female lady has power. You need to know that. You see, even traffic police, a woman with a crown, has power to act, even though you are a man. Because he has authority to do that. So power, that is the reality of power, if you don't know. Even though you give a child, a child of 10 years, 5, you give a pistol, we all run here in Mpakazi village. Alright? Because you have given the person power to act. And the power of a gun. So, power can control government, can control families, can control places of worship, can control that, like pastors also. They have power. Spiritual leaders. Political leaders have power. Senior public servants and other leaders have power. Private in classes, primary school, high school, universities, because I was one throughout my life. We have power. Here is a person you are controlling to sweep their house. If they don't, you report and they will be punished. Alright? So, power is not something you can underestimate. Whether somebody is young and is a president, you have to respect. Whether somebody is not ruling well, you have to respect for the time is there. Because he has power to do you anything. And God can use even bad leaders to discipline us. And good ones also likewise. But preferably the Bible says, those who fear God are the ones we need to elect in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. So we cannot cry. So we have also power, magnifying capacity in mathematics or in microscopic kind of things. They magnify. Power can magnify things in a better way. It carries power. It is compared to a magnifying kind of a capacity of a lens. And in mathematics, the number of times as indicated an exponent of a number, okay, as a factor, in a product, 1 plus 2, it is 2. It is no longer 1. The product now is 2. Power, it has skipped from 1 to 2. 1 plus 2, because the code now is interwoven. So remember that power actually entity is a natural entity that can carry either good or evil kind of activities or not. So we have the source of power or the uses of power. Let me say so. I said Psalm 24. God says everything in this universe belongs to Him, including you and me. Living and non-living things belong to God. They use, and then God is using His power rightly. And some of the things He has also created, like sun. He has never messed up. Moons, nature, the season, mostly obeying God. Alright, rain, command, like rainbow, stop. You see it stopping. Signs of God, nature. Because they have communication. Okay, Adam also commanded to speak. He spoke in Numbers 22. Power from God. So the use of power can be legitimate or illegitimate. It can be sour or good or bad. Unaweza kutumia mamlaka ujia mzuri au vibaya sana. Like that leader now called Mutai Kaiga. The man has misused power. The whole country now is under tension. Alright? Because you have 3 tribes here in Kenya. Nilotic, Bantus, Cushites. And they are comprises of so many sub-tribes and tribes in that kind of titles. Nilots, there are so many of them. Over 20. Huh? Likewise, Bantus are many, except the Cushites, we are few, about 15, 14 there about. Minority. But they have also power. Because they are determining factor also in elections. Whatever these two big blocks, like Nilotic superpower, warlords, if they unite with the Cushite, they will now defeat the Bantus. So in votes, because votes or election carry determining factor called numerical numbers. So power can be legitimate or illegitimate. It can be something okay or not okay. So leaders need to know that in their own leadership kind of way. Alright, even women have power. So if you read Genesis chapter 2 verse 19, you will see that God gave even Adam and Eve power to control the nature and animals, living and non-living things, to subdue and to use to improve their lives. We are to subdue animals. We are given control to control animals, control the nature. You see, trees, water, land, minerals to use to improve our life. Women also in leadership have power, like Judea and Syndicaate. Okay, Syndicaate. They are co-workers of Paul. They are women priests and they have power, although they ended up fighting each other. The source of power is God, then, the way we have read in Psalms 24. Power belongs to God, and because He's the creator and sustainer of the universe, and you and me. When God will switch off this breath of mine, you will not see me on this planet. I will land up and to another planet called heaven. So it's the one which actually sustains power. It is called actually, we need actually even to boast in the name of the Lord God in Psalms 20 verse 7, because it's the source of power for those who recognize God and they don't misuse it, the name of God, the creator of the universe. So God is the one who has created the universe and the nature and the living and non-living things beyond reason about doubt. So it's the source of power. And then followed now by the other leaders' power. Those in position of authority, president, kings, members of parliament, okay? And also those in public services, and also in organizations, agencies, bosses, and those are leaders who are there, and the churches, priests, clergy class, and also bishop class, and then, the members of the church. So we have authority and power in that case. People who have power of authority, the way I'm saying it here. So authority and power are different in English, because I know English partially, because it's not my mother tongue, but I've learned English because my mom was a widow, and he was also a maid of Reverend Al Anderson, an American missionary who was the district commissioner of Marsabit in 1920, Kenya, to 1963. So I used to play with those kids. Yes, his son called Reverend Herbert Hansen. He's the one who was his father baptized me, but he's the one who brought me up also that family, okay, to educate me. But his father now, Reverend Al Anderson, was involved in an accident here in Gong Road, near like Ser High School, and he was taken to Kijab and he passed away there and they are buried there. And also the one who have sponsored the late President Moi throughout his life in his high schools and also in up to when he became president. So power and authority, if you have power, you have authority. But remember, the presence of power comes from God, and there is no vacuum without power of God, but there is vacuum in humanity kind of nature. So we have types of power. Okay, we have in that case then possession of power. You are the prefect in a class. We have also now in Parliament, we have some Council of Governors, Chairman and Vice Chairman, which has resigned now because of his reckless speech. All right, called Honorable Mutai Kaiga after insulting His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, who is now with Jesus there in heaven, and God likewise. So we have possession of power. That is different from your possession that you are chief administrator, whether you're a woman or a man. You carry crown of God also, because that crown also represents God. You are the mouthpiece there. If you do it right in a right way, you are representing God. Not only priests representing God in their mouth speaking like me. All people in position of authority are there representing God to execute justice, including the president. It's God who has put him there and his leadership, be it good or bad. We have also reputational power. Reputational power. The ability of a person, who are respected but is not a leader in a society. Very disciplined human beings. That is also power. You don't offend people. Just greet them. You are not having any other position, but your own self carries power. The glory of God is upon you. Like Moses, reputational power, even before he was now to lead Israel throughout. He has power, that the glory of God. An elder, a lady within a society, mama fulani ni mama mzuri sana, ni mtu heshima, mzee heshima, kijana heshima. Reputational power. You are not a private, you are not employed anywhere, you are not doing any organization. Just the way you behave, you wash yourself, you clean yourself, you stay in a decent way and respecting a human being and God and likewise in the society. I thank God because I've never been in jail. Not that I'm good person, it's just by God's grace. Because we're all sinners in Romans 3:23. I've never gone to even a cell of a police in my life, as old as I am. So, even old people used to tell me, oh, you are disciplined. I told them, grace of God. Because my mom was a maid of Wazungus, and these Wazungus are missionaries, white American missionaries, and they are good people. They are disciplined. They are not fighting us. They are just disciplining us the way they behave, and we behave likewise the way they do. So we have also coalitional power. Okay, people gain power because of different kind of opposition kind of leadership. Okay, time Rainbow, coalition, what NASA coalition, Kenya Kwanza, Kenya 10, I don't know, coalitions. They want power, but they are unable to lead because most of these people are unsaved. I'm sorry to say this. They don't respect God. They are using their own materialistic kind of power, which does not take them anywhere. We have also communicational power, the way I speak. I don't know whether I'm speaking well, but there's also communicational power, which God can bestow you. In your verbal kind of, the way you talk, the way you are writing skills, and the way you carry on your unique power in those kind of, experiences, which God can give you to become a giant, an orator, okay, and a literary giant throughout history, that you are able to communicate well in a verbal language, yes? Although English is not my mother language, but maybe God has given me also, grace to speak that language. I'm a Samburu, except from Maasai, but a crossbred of an Israelite kind of a heritage. But I'm a Samburu in that case then, because that is actually, my mom is from Samburu. So success power, are people which have actually success power because of PhD degrees in sciences and also in humanity, and they are passing exams. That is also we call success power. People will respect you if you are a doctor. You don't have to demand. They have to respect, Abari Daktari, how are you, doctor? Unless you just become useless yourself. To mess yourself, your personality. But people, possession of power. You are respected because you are doctor. You are respected because you are priest. You are respected because you are politician. You are respected because you are a policeman. You are respected because you are Kenya Defense Forces officer. You are respected because you are, in high school, university. You are respected because you are an elder of this community. You are respected because you are a woman. You have your own children who are highly learned or even not learned, but they are powerful. They are doing business. We call it success, power. Yeah? You are not a barren woman. God has given you children. Mungu alikupatia watoto. It's power. Success. You are a successful person. Financial power. Wealthy people have power. Also, you need to know them. They have potential application power. Well, they can bribe, those crooks, security officers to kill you. And they can do it. We have also personality power. The way you behave. You wash yourself, you put on a tie all the time, and you discipline yourself in a society. We call it, personality power. Program power, there are people who have also, whenever they put on anything on their hands, you see, prosperity comes in an office, all right? Or even in the public. We have also dedication power, people who are dedicated to work. They need less supervision. We have also spiritual power. 70 people, priests, all leaders of the church, members of the church. Spiritual dedication, power. They have power. Otherwise, I don't want to talk a lot, but we need to check how you use your power. Check your motives when you are executing your orders. Alright? Because sometimes you are angry, you can do wrong. If you are a kind of a leader which is drunkard and gluttonous, you can do a lot of reckless kind of mistakes in your speech. Like Nyeri County government of Kenya, governor, you can misuse your power and authority to insult people who are living and dead. Alright? So you have to have a good role model in your power, authority, leadership. Okay? So that people can follow you as you follow also God and the way you behave. So understand your power, what it means, because I think I've actually tried to tell you a bit of it. Alright? You can also learn in Act 1:8. Okay? The Spirit of God also can give you power. You can also check your motives, I said. Know that when you are in a position of authority, you will be accountable person, your power. If now Kenya has to go to any problem, the president will be held accountable among his, and all his leadership. Our president of Kenya Republic is the first person to face kind of a, judgment internationally in ICC, criminal investigation, criminal just type of court in the world. And he also, a person can be executed, like Saddam Hussein, God forbid, others. Alright, and many other leaders can be jailed for some years. So many leaders are in custody as we speak, in all continents, most of them. Alright, I don't have to mention because you know them. So the way you exercise your power matters a lot. Alright, because power carries a lot of power, and vigorous kind of power, not so power kidogo. It carries a lot of power for sure. So you need to know that we are dealing also, if you are a leader, you will deal with difficult people and good people.